All right, now this is official. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Studio 5. My name is Steve Rashid. I can tell my friend Megan is already making trouble. I really apologize for that. Welcome to Studio 5. My wife, Bea, who has made some of your drinks, and I are the artistic directors of Studio 5. Thank you. And we are thrilled that you are here. Let me give you a really quick kind of rundown of what this is, why this is, and what to expect this evening, and then I'll get out of the way so you guys can hear the music that I know you came to hear. We are, if you do make your ways to the bathroom, you will see 4 dance studios along there. This whole space is my wife's dance studio, Dance Center Evanston. And so there are four studios back, and then about a year and a half ago, we annexed this space. Therefore, Studio 5. That's why it's called Studio 5. This space does convert into classrooms. So during the week, we have wonderful classrooms here, which allows us to have the space and afford the space. But on the weekends, it converts, as you can tell, into this nice theater. So we do music performances, theatrical performances, dance performances, things of all sorts here at Studio 5. And we're just kind of getting started. This first year, we've been kind of experimenting with different kinds of programming. But one thing that we will be doing regularly, especially starting in the fall, this, by the way, is our final performance this summer. We pick up again, we're taking a summer break, we're doing a little bit of traveling, we have some physical things we want to do to the space. But we'll be picking up again at the end of August, but when that starts, it's gangbusters. Almost every Friday night, we will be doing a show like this with live jazz, and we will be, we do a live recording of it the way we would do in a recording studio. That's why all these microphones up here. We do live high-definition video that's available. We post it online afterwards. We give that to the artists to use for promotional purposes. But the big thing is we have a wonderful relationship with WDCB. And every Tuesday night, or almost every Tuesday night, we have a show called Chicago Jazz Live on WDCB, which is essentially edited versions of these shows. So you are effectively part of a studio audience this evening because sometime in the next several weeks, this show, 1 hour of this show, will be presented on the radio. And so we kind of think of this almost like a recording studio, and you get to be a fly on the wall in the recording studio. So it's kind of fun for all of us. To that end, we do a kind of an interview in the middle of the show to kind of get to know the artist a little better. It works in really well with the radio show, and so it's a lot of fun all around. So we'll do that at the beginning of the second set. So I will come back at the beginning of the second set to facilitate the interview. But for now, I'm going to get out of the way. I won't tell you anything about the stuff that's coming up in the fall because I haven't even yet posted those dates. But believe me, we've got a lot of stuff. And we do have a sign-up sheet there if you're interested in knowing more about what's coming up. We can, any emails come directly from me to you. I don't spam you. I don't share your information. But if you'd like to know more, sign up, and I will send you reminders every now and then when we have shows coming up. And that will be, again, starting in the fall. But this evening, you're in for a real treat, and I've actually got a couple funny stories about connections with some of these people, but I'm going to save that for later. But Clark Sommers has been somebody that I've known for several years as a sideman, but I also know that he's a wonderful, wonderful bass player, and I've always loved his playing, and I also know that he fronts his own groups. So a while back, I was talking to Clark and asked if he would consider bringing a group in here. And so, boy, did he deliver. The players that he brought are really incredible. We'll find out more about them later, but he's got Stu Mindeman, a wonderful keyboard player, playing keys, Greg Artry, playing drums, and the wonderful Sarah Marie Young as a vocalist. And I could not be more thrilled to have them here. So I'm just going to step out of the way and invite them to the stage, and thank you all for coming and supporting live music. I'll be back later. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome to Studio 5. Thanks so much for being here. Before we bring up Sarah, I would just like to introduce these wonderful musicians that you're hearing tonight. On the piano, we have Stu Mindeman. And one of my favorite drummers anywhere, Greg Artry. Thank you. My name is Clark Sommers. Really great to be here. I'd like to introduce one of my favorite singers. I've known her for about 10 years now, and she never ceases to amaze me with her kind of diverse influences and her, breadth of expression. It's really pretty amazing. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Sarah Marie Young.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Good? That's great. They said that they were recording this, and I'm thinking, okay, just don't say anything. And I already broke it. All right. 1, 2, 3. What a difference a day makes. 24 little hours brought the sun and the flowers where there used to be rain. My yesterday was blue, dear. Today I'm a part of you, dear. My lonely nights are through, dear. Since you said you were mine, what a difference a day made. There's a rainbow before me. Skies above can't be stormy. Since that moment of bliss, that thrilling kiss, it's heaven when you find romance on your menu. What a difference a day makes, and the difference is you. What a difference a day makes. 24 little hours brought the sun and the flowers where there used to be rain. My yesterday was blue, dear. Today I'm a part of you, dear. My lonely nights are through, dear. Since you said you were mine, what a difference one day makes. There's a rainbow before me. Skies above can't be stormy. Since that moment of bliss, that thrilling kiss, it's heaven when you find romance on your menu. What a difference a day makes, and the difference is you. difference a day makes. 24 little hours brought the sun and the flowers where there used to be rain. My yesterday was blue, dear. Today I'm a part of you, dear. My lonely nights are through, dear. Since you said you were mine, what difference a day makes. There's a rainbow before me. The skies above, they can't be stormy. Since that moment of bliss, that thrilling kiss, it's heaven when you find romance on your menu. What a difference a day makes. A difference a day makes. What difference a day makes. Oh, what difference a day makes. A difference a day makes. And that difference is you.
Thank you so much. I always love starting a set out with that tune because it's so true. This next song we're gonna do, this is a Dizzy Gillespie song that he wrote, and back in the day when Sarah Vaughan was singing in Earl Hines' big band, a lot of the heavy bebop players also got their start with Earl Hines' band. And Sarah Vaughan first recorded this song. This was one of her first recordings. The song was called Interlude, and later they added lyrics, and it became the song that we're gonna play for you called Night in Tunisia.
The moon is the same moon above you, aglow with its cool evening light, but shining at night in Tunisia, never does it shine so bright. The stars are aglow in the heavens, but only the wise understand that shining at night in Tunisia, they guide you through the desert sand. And words fail to tell a tale too exotic to be told. Each night's a deeper night in a world ages old. The cares of the day seem to vanish. Each moment of night brings release. But shining at night in Tunisia, where the nights are filled with breeze. La, la, lay, la, 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 la. La, 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 lay, la, 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 la. La, lay, la, 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 lay, la, 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 la. Lay, la, 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 la. stars are aglow in the heavens, but only the wise understand that shining at night in Tunisia, they guide you through the desert sand. And words fail to tell a tale too exotic to be told. And each night's a different night in a world ages old. The cares of the day seem to vanish. Each moment of night brings release. But shining at night in Tunisia, where the nights are filled with peace. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa,
Yes. You know, whenever we get together for rehearsal and band rehearsals, usually we're just sitting in a circle, and I always sometimes I just wanna see you guys. So, as a songwriter, and I write my own songs as well, every songwriter has their own different approach and their own method to writing. And for me, knowing that emotions are very complex, usually I write best if I have a lyric first in my head, might be just one little lyric, and it's just one focused emotion. And usually that's how I can get the beginning, the little first nugget of the song out. I found I became pregnant, and I could not even, I was trying to write, and I just had this onslaught of so many emotions, just hormonal emotions happening, and I was just like, I can't even sit at the piano and write some things. And I was having a hard time with it. And this is right around Christmas time. And I was, starting to feel like, okay, I'm gonna have a baby. This is really happening. And my father, who had been sick for a really long time, passed away. And he was really the biggest influence for me of music and was my biggest, supporter as far as singing and doing what I wanted to do. And as much as I wanted to write lyrics and felt like that could be cathartic, and healing to write something, I just couldn't write anything. And I sat down finally at the piano one day that same month and kind of messed around with this melody. And I still just, up until last week, could not write lyrics to it because I'm thinking, I don't know. And my daughter was born just a little over 2 months ago. And I thought, okay, I'll write some lyrics. And they just finally, the block was lifted and it came. And so we're gonna play this. This is the first time we're gonna play this song for you tonight. It's called So Very Nice. It's so very nice to meet you and finally get to see you. So very nice. It's so very nice to hold you all through the night like I told you. So very nice. Nice to have the time, a gift to call you mine, to feel you, hear you, and be near, to show you it's all right, all right.
so very nice to hold you all through the night like I told you. So very nice. Nice to have the time. A gift to call you mine. To feel you, hear you, and be near. To know you're alright. It's so very nice to meet you and finally get to see you. So very
Thank you so much. This next tune is my friend from Brazil. Is she here? She's right here. Yes, we're gonna do this song. This song is called Bahia, which is a state, right, in Brazil, written by João Gilberto, who wrote some really beautiful songs, and this is one of them. This is Bahia, com H. Dá licença, meu céu. Dá licença, praia, eu. Sou amante da gostosa bem pudim. Pra saber se o segredo de baiana também. Dá licença de gostar pouquinho só. A Bahia eu não vou batendo. Já disse o poeta que tá mais linda no ar. É só ver do tempo em que já se escrevia Bahia com H. Deixa ver com os meus olhos amando a doce Bahia do meu coração. Deixa ver, baixa tu sapato, chaiuca, guitarra, sapato bom. Sou amigo que vou te feliz, vejo os braços abertos, Bahia. Sou poeta, não quero ficar assim longe da sua magia. Deixa ver do sobrado sobre das igrejas, o santo símbolo de um postal. Dar licença de ensembles e outro bom fim. Salve a Santa Bahia, mortal Bahia dos sonhos mil. Eu fico contente da vida em saber que a Bahia em Brasil. Licença, meu Senhor, dá licença, praia, eu. Sou amante da gostosa bem pudim. Pra saber se o segredo se de baiana também. Dá licença de gostar pouquinho só. A Bahia eu não vou batendo. Já disse o poeta que tá mais linda no ar. Eu sou velho do tempo em que já se escrevia a Bahia com H. Deixa ver, com os meus outros amantes, a doce Bahia do meu coração. Deixa ver, baixa tu sapato cheio, que dá o sapato atual. Sou Emil que vou te ver expressar os braços abertos, Bahia. Sou poeta, não quero ficar assim, longe da sua magia. Deixa ver, do sobrado, souber das igrejas, os santos e montes, teu pau postal. Dá licença, giza pro Senhor do bom fim. Salve a Santa Mãe Imortal, Bahia dos 2000. Eu fico contente da vida em saber que a Bahia é Brasil. I was not ready the day you gave me your heart. I was still falling apart. But since that moment, I can't stop hearing your name. Georgia, come back. Come back, Georgia, come back. I just need another chance. Chance to make it better. Come back, Georgia, come back. Come back, Georgia. Need another chance, chance to make it better. I was unhappy the day you left out my door. I was still feeling unsure. So long I've missed you, now I can honestly say I'm ready to love you always. Oh, come back, Georgia, come back. Come back, Georgia, come back. Need another chance, chance to make it better. Oh, come back, Georgia, come back. Come back, Georgia. I just need another chance, chance to make it better. To think what you would be wrapped up in my arms. How I wish I knew, Georgia, where you are. I can't be without you, Georgia.
a chance to make it better. Oh, come back, Georgia, come back, come back, come back, Georgia. I just need another chance to make it better. Come back.
Thank you. That's a. I would say I wish I wrote that song, but it's a song by a singer and songwriter named Emily King out of New York. She is a great songwriter, so check her out. So I first met Clark in 2007. It was 10 years ago, and I think I had been called to just sing a few tunes with the trio, with the Dan Cray trio, and sometimes, you know, as a vocalist, I would just walk into a situation where I had never met anybody yet. 'Tis the beauty of jazz sometimes. And the way that I am, I'm either going to be really shy and quiet, or I'm going to be really like outgoing and probably talk too much. There's one or the other. There's not really a balance in there. And I think I was kind of going in there like, and it was also 10 years ago, and I was just starting to get the little jazz chops together. And Clark had just such a great countenance that I'm trying not to use the word vibe so much. I've been saying vibe all the time for everything. Is it countenance? I mean, okay. That I just felt so at ease, and then I was like, all right, I'm myself. Okay, we can do this. And so ever since then, he's been one of my favorite bass players to play with. So let's do a swinger.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Let me get a B flat. Just me and you. 1, 2. They're singing songs of love, but not for me. There's a lucky star above, but not for me. With love to lead the way, I found more clouds of gray than any Russian play could guarantee. I was a fool to fall and get that way. Hi-ho, alas, alack-a-day. Although I can't dismiss the memory of his kiss, I guess he's not out for me. I have big teeth, everybody. It's bound to happen one time per set. They're singing songs of love, but not for me. There's a lucky star above, but not for me. With love to lead the way, I found more clouds of gray than any Russian play could guarantee. I was a fool to fall and get that way. Hi-ho, alas, alack-a-day. Although I can't dismiss the memory of his kiss, I guess he's not for me. Hey, thank you.
They're singing songs of love, but not for me. There's a lucky star above, but not for me. I love to lead the way. I found more clouds of gray than any Russian play could guarantee. I was a fool to fall and get that way. Hi-ho, alas, alack-a-day. Although I can't dismiss the memory of his kiss, I guess he's not. No. I guess he's not. I said, I guess he's not. I guess he's not for me. Oh yeah, thanks for getting a little swing going. I was feeling good. All right, we're gonna do one more tune for you. This is a song that I think Stu brought this song to my attention a few years ago, and I really, really love singing this song. I mean, I love singing the other songs too, but I really love singing this one. It's called Song for the Hopeful. People with hope have a special prayer, a louder drum, a brighter flare. This is a song for the hopeful. May God hear it sung. People with faith are the lucky kind. They'll be the ones with peace of mind. This is a song for the faithful. May God hear it sung. There's a song for the doubtful. There's a song for the lost. There's a song for the desert. It's barren but cross. But for those who are strong of spirit, maybe they don't need to hear it, but still a song for them. A simple song for them. Well, nothing can shade a seasoned soul. It's all the loss that makes it whole. and shade, a seasoned soul. It's all the loss that makes it whole. This is a song for the hopeful. This is a song for the faithful. This is a song for the hopeful. May God hear it sung. May God hear it sung. May God hear it sung.
Wow. Sarah Marie Young. That song is not fair. It's not fair. Stu Mindeman, Clark Sommers, Greg Artry. Thank you so much, folks. And can you guys just come back every week? That would be really great. This is so spectacular. Please do stick around. Please stick around. They're going to take a short break. We're going to come back, give you a chance to hit the bathroom, refresh your drinks if you like, and then we'll get to know these folks a little better and hear some more music. Thanks a lot. Wow, this never works this way. Everyone follow directions. I hope you went to the bathroom. You all got your drinks.
Oh, I do have it right here.
And the band is coming. Wow. This is almost professional. Welcome back. If you were not here at the very top of the show, my name is Steve Rashid. Together with my wife, Bea, we are the artistic directors here at Studio 5, and we are thrilled to be here as part of this live jazz series. We do this, as I mentioned at the very top, we'll be taking a break after tonight to do a few physical improvements on the space, and we will be doing a little bit of traveling. But we'll be picking it back up at the end of August, the last Friday in August, and then starting there, with a couple of exceptions, it's almost every Friday right now into December. We'll be having something here, some jazz. So there'll be plenty of opportunities for you to come back, and I really can't tell you enough how much we appreciate your support of live music. I always say it's not just performers up here, it's a relationship. And if we were performing in the studio or in somebody's living room, it would feel totally different. It really makes a difference when you are here, so we really do appreciate that. I heard a great, well, first of all, there won't be any really hard questions. I've taken the math out of, no math questions. I had somebody would just ask me a really good question over there that I'm going to repeat. But before I do that, I'd like to tell just a quick story, and as part of that is a question about my connection with all these people, which is kind of strange. So I know Clark. I had a series called the Whiskey Lounge a couple years ago. Thank you. At a little club which is no longer, and it was just a little place, and we had just jazz duets and trios almost every week, and that was how this series got started, and frankly how our relationship with WDCB got started. But Clark came and played as part of those ensembles several times, and I just always was so crazy about his playing, and I was so thrilled when we kind of connected here. He had played as a sideman again here, and we talked about him coming in and bringing a group of his own here, and something that would be appropriate for this space. So I sort of turned him loose to sort of just put something together. And now, so put a pin in that. On a totally different track, a couple years ago when we were doing the thick of the Whiskey Lounge, and people were approaching me about wanting to perform there, and I was talking to my friends about performing. Dear friends of mine, Kevin Connolly and Tony DiDonato, both musicians, told me about Sarah Marie Young and said, Tony sent me an email and said, you gotta get Sarah Marie Young. She is just such a fantastic singer, great person, you would really love her. And I actually went online and heard some of your stuff and loved it back then, but you know, just like it never hit my radar hard enough that I just pursued it. So, but I have thought about you so many times. I'm not kidding, I really have. And especially as I'm looking for people who haven't performed here before or were never part of the series, it was like, who haven't I had before? So anyway, so you have been somebody I've thought about for a long time. All right, now put a pin in that. So Ben Lewis, a piano player here in town, who's a great piano player and a dear friend, when the Whiskey Lounge was going, we were talking about maybe him coming in and doing some piano trios, a series of piano trios, that he would help organize it. Sounded like a great idea, like maybe a month's worth of like every week a different piano trio. And I said, well, who are the different pianists? He goes, there's a young pianist in town that is really great, Stu Mindeman. And I said, oh, that's great. Now, I don't know Stu, and I would love to get to know him, and I'd love to hear him. So you have been somebody who's been on my radar for a while. I've known your name, and I've been aware of your playing. So Clark calls me up or sends me an email and tells me who's on the gig. I went, seriously? Those are all the people you just did all my work for me. That's awesome. And Greg was a sideman at the Whiskey Lounge a couple times. Well, once or twice, I forget. But I loved his playing then. So when Clark told me what this lineup was, it was really, really spectacular that it was this particular group of players. And so thank you for that. But Sarah, you talked a little bit about how you and Clark got to know each other, but you two guys play together regularly with Kurt Elling, right? Is that how you two met? Actually, I'm going to hand the mic to you.
No, I believe we met 8 or 9 years ago.
Yeah, at least. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
At the time, Clark was playing all the time with this piano player, Dan Cray, who used to live here, and I would occasionally sub for Dan at that gig. And I think that's how we met, right?
The Rhythm Room in
Yeah.
Evanston, actually, of all places, yeah.
So then you, at some point, this morphed into, did you start playing with Kurt before Stu did?
Yes, so
Clark?
I started with Kurt in 2008 when I was living in New York, and I moved back to Chicago in 2010, only to move to Boise for 2 years, Idaho, yeah.
Oh. Wow.
Don't ask.
The jazz hotspot.
I lost a bet. Yeah.
No offense, Boise. I don't know if they
Yeah.
get the radio show there.
But when I came back to Chicago in 2012, I started playing more and more with Stu, and actually, the way I think we really reconnected, at least for me, he probably has a different take on this, but we were playing a gig a few years ago with a good friend of mine that's here, Joel Adams, who has a great group in Chicago called the Chicago Yes Tet. And of course, I knew Stu when he was a student. He's a little bit younger than me. And of course, he sounded great. But then he did this gig with me with Joel's group, and I was completely beside myself with how mature, and I hate using that word, but it was so developed and thoughtful and had so many, influences, and it was just so put together and it was great. And we didn't even rehearse, I remember, and it was just, he came in, he knew all the music, and at the time I was playing in Kurt's band, and there was a transition with the piano chair in that group, and I said, you gotta just at least check this guy out, right? I mean, I recorded that gig, actually.
Really?
I recorded that gig, and I thought, I'm going to just send this to Kurt and just say, man, you got to check this guy out. So he loved it, and I think a month later or so, we were playing a gig at the City Winery in Chicago with Kurt, and he said, why don't you see if Stu can meet us the next day at the Cultural Center? So that's what we did, and we played a little, but we hung out, and then it just grew from there, and Stu is, it's been about a year and a half since he's been standing member of the group now, so it's everybody won on that one.
Yeah,
and
right.
So he's just totally changed the complexion of that group, and he just played on my CD release at the Green Mill, and just has all of his own projects, and just a really great, well-rounded musician and amazing person, and so yeah, really lucky.
How great is that?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
all of this kind of speaks to the power of friendship. I mean, we all kind of rely on our friends for advice and for recommendations, and so it sounds like you're probably grateful that happened that way, and I certainly am grateful that you brought all these really great players here today. Sarah, I want to ask you just kind of what is going to, I'm sure, feel just kind of a stock question, but I have a sense I might know the answer. But who would you say are your main influences vocally? who do you really listen to? Or let me answer it a different way. Who, when you were a young jazz musician just starting out, who really caught your ear that you wanted to really listen to and made you want to sing jazz?
Well, I got into jazz kind of late. I moved here in 2004 and was not going to go back to school, and I had studied classical voice at Indiana University, and I'd listened to jazz here and there, but had actually just not gotten into it. And when I moved here, I wasn't going to go back to school. I hadn't finished, and I ended up going to like an open house at Columbia College, and they had like a bigger jazz program. So I think the first vocalist that I was really listened to was Sarah Vaughan.
That was. I wish I'd written that down on a piece of paper because I was gonna then pull that out of my pocket and say Sarah Vaughan.
I mean, I had heard her before a little bit, and then of course I listened to Ella Fitzgerald, and I liked Carmen McRae, and Anita O'Day, and a lot of the crooners like Mel Torme and Frank Sinatra.
Oh man, you can't go wrong.
I mean, it was like all of them, and I really dived into it. I was telling probably one of you guys, but I was so excited about it just because I love just the art of song, and just the role that you can play in a group as a jazz vocalist, which I think sometimes is similar to other genres as well. But just to like, hey, I'm gonna state the verse of this song and tell you how I feel, and that's it. And then everybody kind of speaks a different language musically. I got so into it, and I remember they have these giant books of lyrics where it's just the lyrics and the melody called the Real Book. And I would sit in the practice room, and I went alphabetically through all 3 new Real Books.
Wow.
And just like over the period, I mean, it took, like 3 years or something. Just picked the songs that I wanted to learn, and I got really into Sarah Vaughan and did like a tribute show for her and everything. Stu knows all about it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Boy, I had a thought in there just right before you finished, and it went right over my head. I hate when that happens.
I do too.
I wish I could remember. It was a really good idea, too, to ask.
Let's see. Sarah Vaughan.
This is the part we're going to edit out of the radio show, by the way. Steve trying to collect his thoughts.
Greg.
What's that?
Can I talk about Greg?
Yeah, please talk about Greg.
Cool?
In fact, I was gonna make my way over there because I don't want to shortchange Greg. But please tell me about Greg.
You can't hide, Greg.
That's Greg Artry on the drums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh! I thought you.
I'll
I
go,
thought,
but
yeah, I thought you had something specific you wanted to say. I'll ask questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
But there are questions I was going to ask Sarah. Is that all right? I'm just kidding.
I am the drummer. Hello, everyone. Let's bring it down. This isn't about me. This is about.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, this is about the music more so, but I'm grateful to be here. Thank you.
Well, one of the things I wanted to comment on was what a tasty drummer you are, and how many different sounds you get out of a relatively few number of articles up here. Playing with mallets, using the bell, using the edges of the cymbals. It's really there's a real melodic sense to everything you do, and it's never overplayed. It's really, really great. So more than one person said, and how about that drummer during the break? So I just got to say, man, really great. Yeah, tell a friend. One of the things I want to say about Sarah too is that you have a really wonderful combination of both. First of all, you're a very generous performer in that you clearly give space to the musicians. Don't try to be the singer fronting the band. It feels really like an ensemble. But also, you really walk a really wonderful line between when you're scatting or riffing on a tune, really singing like an instrumentalist, which I mean as a complete compliment. But then, when you're singing the lyrics, you really are a storyteller. And it seems like oftentimes people are one or the other, but you really kind of work both of those worlds. And it really, because it is all about story, and especially when it's when songs are sung. If we don't understand the lyrics, we don't hear the story that you're telling. You're missing, or I think we as an audience miss a big part of is being conveyed or should be conveyed. Do you approach them as stories, or what draws you to a tune? What makes you want to sing a tune?
I mean, this is gonna sound really kind of just cheesy, but I just love life, and I love art, and I love how that is translated, and I know that that's where my heart is and my soul is in song.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, just the lyrics, I just really I like to know the history of what was going on in this author's life when they wrote this song, even if it has nothing to do with it, because I know sometimes you write a song and it, it's just like whatever.
Right.
But I also I relish in, when I'm learning a song, just the marriage between the lyrics and the melody, and then also how that fits in musically and harmonically with the instruments, if there's, whatever the instruments are. And just how easy they go together. I just think that's still, like, even though I've been singing for so long and I feel like a musician, it still amazes me just how that marriage goes together, and I just really love it. So I do think about the story, and think about what's going on, and sometimes relate it to what's going on in my life, and sometimes I'm singing about something else. I don't know.
Well, by the way, I love your original piece. How often do you write songs? Do you write a lot of songs?
I do. I go through spurts of, usually I have to be alone and in the dark. And I just got married and I have a baby. So that's not happening as much. So,
yeah.
I mean, I did actually, when she was first born and my husband was out of town and she was maybe 11 days old, she was just crying. And I just did not know what I was doing. I mean, I still kind of don't know. And
they don't give you a manual,
I was just
pleading
with her to go to sleep, and I kind of wrote a song, but I haven't written too much, just a little here and there, but I have spurts where I'll write a whole bunch, in a sitting. And a lot of times in Chicago, it happens in the winter for me, because you're just indoors.
Yeah, right, because where are you going to go?
You can't go nowhere.
Right. You can't open the door even, because it's just because of the drift. You mentioned playing the piano or sitting at the piano when you're writing, and I know that you also play ukulele. Do you instrumentally? When you I don't even know the question I want to ask exactly, but do you approach things? Do you feel as an instrumentalist or as a vocalist, and how much of an instrumentalist are you? I mean, do you accompany yourself a lot at gigs, or? I
mean, I can. I don't particularly like to. I like to, just because I'm intermediate level instrumentalist, and so sometimes, I'll bring with people of this caliber, musicians, and I feel just like this is doing a disservice for me to play the uke right now, even though, it helps me. I just use the instruments as a device to help me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel more like a vocalist. I kind of just feel like it's a musician for me.
Yeah.
But it really helps to be able to sit down and know how to play a little bit. You know? But mostly I come up with it first melodically or lyrically.
Sure. And I would think that, especially scat singing, having a harmonic sense is probably helpful, because you can hear the changes, and if you can.
I usually, when I first started out, even the first time I met Clark, and I still do this, I'll listen to what they're playing and be like, oh, sometimes I just lose myself and I'm like, this sounds great, and I love the ideas, and sometimes I'm listening to cop something that they're gonna do later, that was a good, and so I've copped lots of lines from Stu, and I have some harmonic sense, but it's mostly just the blues, and just, that's.
Oh, it sure sounds great.
I would like to, I'd always like to have more kind of bebop sense, but I don't think I'm there yet.
Well, I think was it George Shearing that said, if you can hear it, you can have it, which I think is really great. Yeah, I always love that one. Great, take it then. I know you kind of constructed this group for this thing, but do any of you have gigs coming up that you would like the wider audience to know about?
We all.
Or is your calendar kind of open? By the way, he just played this great gig at the Green Mill and got a wonderful review. Howard Reich wrote this incredible article. It was really great. Yeah.
Yeah, we all freelance with many different groups, and Greg plays with Bobby Broom, a great guitar player, one of the greatest living guitar players, and you guys play all the time, right? More or less, you know, and you know, we're all freelance musicians, so we just hope the phone keeps ringing. And but we
Yeah.
all, you know, we all have our own groups, and we all write for our own groups, and we all have records out and websites and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, as far as anything coming up, yeah, I have something at the Mill at the first week of August with another guitar player in town, John McLean. It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
CD release party for our record, and the next week we're there with Stu and Kurt the following weekend.
Oh, nice.
And they have websites and we're always playing all the
Right.
time.
It's life as a musician in the 21st century, right?
So,
it's like
yeah.
just everybody's out just trying to make it,
Yep.
make gigs.
I'd like to say,
Cool. Yeah, go ahead.
just giving it up to Clark for this opportunity, because this is more of a selfless group. Like, everybody is here because they were picked by Clark to be here, but also because we want to. Even in the preparation for this gig, wasn't a whole lot of back and forth. We don't have band drama or anything like that. Everybody has a pretty clear goal in mind, and that's to make the music as great as we possibly can and to treat each other with respect. And I think that's a trickle-down thing that comes from the people that you work with. We all play with a lot of people, and some people have amazing demands. Some people are just easygoing, like Clark. He's just like, hey, I want to play with you. Let's do this. And, he'll call or text or whatever. It's all super comfortable and familiar. But when we get up here and play, it's just magical. And that says a lot. You can be a great person and a great musician, artist at the same time. So thanks, Clark.
Amen. And I will say, from the moment these guys walked in the door, and from the first note they played, I could tell this was pure joy. I mean, it was clear from way back there. So I really appreciate this, you guys. So I'm going to get the heck out of the way, let these guys take off and do whatever they want to do. But thanks a lot for sticking around, and have at it, guys.
I'm gonna stand up. All right. So I guess we're gonna switch it up a little bit and start this set out with one of my tunes. This is one of the songs I wrote alone and in the dark. It's called Army. My life is an open book. If you take a look, it reads, let's be free. The melody in your eyes is a lullaby that you sing to me. I follow it over stones on a path unknown, the end too far to see. But I march on till my heart is home to forever be. And I will wear all of these scars. Yes, I will claim all of my flaws. I am an army, marching for love. La, la, la.
an army, an army. I am an army, an army, an army, marching for love.
Thank you. You know, it's so funny. Steve was talking about, yeah, you know, sometimes it's when the audience can't understand the words that, you know, it's hard to connect. And I'm thinking, this next song we're about to do is this arrangement, and it's kind of hard to hear the words. So I'm just telling you, it's actually it's a great arrangement that Stu worked on. We worked on it together when I was 6 years ago for the Montreaux Jazz Festival. He helped me write some pretty great arrangements, and this is one. Got a little rhythm, a rhythm, a rhythm that pitter-pats through my brain. So darn persistent, the day isn't distant when it'll drive me insane. Comes in the morning without any warning and hangs around me all day. I'll have to sneak up to it, someday I'll speak up to it. I hope it listens when I say. Fascinating rhythm, you got me on the go. Fascinating rhythm, I'm all a quiver. What a mess you're making, the neighbors wanna know why I'm always shaking just like a flipper. Each morning I wake up with the sun to find at night no work has been done. Oh, but once it didn't matter, but now you do it wrong. When you start to patter, I'm so unhappy. Won't you take the day outside and run along somewhere far away up and make it snappy? Oh, how I long to be the girl I used to be. Fascinating rhythm, I won't start picking on. So we're going to do another arrangement of Stu's. I met Stu in 2007, I think, as well. Was it? Okay, never mind. It was in 2009 or 2010. I don't know. And he was the first kind of collaborator for my own tunes and also just arrangements. So, yeah, this is soon and very soon.
Soon and very soon, we are going to see the King. Soon and very soon, we are going to see the King. Soon and very soon, we are going to see the King. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. We're going to see the King. No more crying there. We are going to see the King. There's no more crying there. We are going to see the King. No more crying there. We are going to see the King. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. We're going to see the King. No more dying there. We are going to see the King. No more dying there. We are going to see the King. There's no more dying there. We are going to see the King. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Oh, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. We're going to see the King.
We're going to do one more song. Is that all right with you? Okay, let's sing it away. It's like, I don't even know why we're whispering. It's so quiet in here. We should just have the conversation out loud. So, Clark, do you want to do it? We're going to end with, make sure they all have a chart for it. You guys got it? It's hold on just a second. All right. This is one of my favorite standards, and I always tell this little story because the lyrics, it's like, I love the idea. It's called Nobody Else But Me. And it's like, I like to be no one else but me. And like, I have this person in my life that loves me for who I am. But there's this lyric in there that says, I'm not very bright, he's not very bright, or she's not very bright. And I just am like, I don't know, it's just too self-deprecating. So I always change the lyric, I'm just letting you know. So some of you who know this song are like, wait a minute, she's messing this one up. All right, so we're gonna end with this one. We hope you enjoyed the show tonight. Thank you so much for coming. One, two, three, four. I like to be no one but me. I am in love with a lover who likes me the way I am. I have my faults, but he likes my faults. He's very bright, he thinks that I'm very bright. He thinks I'm grand, and that's grand to me. We may be wrong, but if we get along, say what we care, say we. When he holds me close as we can be, I'm very glad and grateful he's my lad, and I'm nobody else but me. Oh, I like to be no one but me. I am in love with a lover who likes me the way I am. I have my faults, he likes some of my faults. He's very bright, he thinks that I'm very bright. He thinks I'm grand, and that's grand to me. We may be wrong, but if we get along, say what we care, say we. When he holds me close as we can be, I'm very glad and grateful that he's my lad, and I'm nobody else but me.
close as we can be. I'm very glad. Yes, I'm very glad. I'm so very glad. I'm very glad, grateful he's my lad. I'm very glad, and grateful he's my lad. Said I'm very glad and grateful he's my lad, and I'm nobody else but me.
Yeah. That's Sarah Marie Young. Stu Mindeman, Clark Sommers, Greg Artry. Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Steve Rashid.
Thank you. Thank you. I would have asked this anyway, but my wife said, please ask him to do one more. Would you do one more? Would you do one more?
That's all the songs we know. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yay!
We're going to do a song called Somewhere. I'm going to send you off, to go to the after party.
There's a place
To me, there's a chance they might not have done that song. Sarah Marie Young, Stu Mindeman, Clark Sommers, Greg Artry. And you, thank you so much for coming. Thanks for supporting live music. Thanks, you guys, really.